All right, Shalom. I want to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Wahar Kwadash, which in the ancient Hebrew tongue would be the correct names of the Heavenly Father, His beloved Son, and the Holy Spirit. I also would like to give double honors to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much due honors and respect to the sincere brethren out there that's laboring in His work. And as always, Shalom to the believers, the brothers, along with a few sisters out there that subscribe to this truth as well. So yeah, the sitting right here is going to be pretty much centered around the times and seasons that we in, being the time appointed where the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His Son, Yahweh Shah, is finally avenging us of our enemies, all right? And this is coming in the form of the decline of America, all right, on all levels, you know, from the moral fabric of this place becoming unwoven, as if it was any morals amongst the so-called white man. But, you know, if you go into around 2013, 2014, where there has been an influx in depression, you know, amongst the so-called white man, and the suicide rate is on the rise, not to mention, you know, financially, this place is crumbling, the infrastructure. You had this guy, Donald Trump, when he came into office, he swore to put, $10 trillion into the infrastructure. But the point is, he came to the conclusion in his assessment that the infrastructure needed to be addressed, all right? Which is a testament to this place pretty much spiraling out of control, all right? The precipitous decline of America has been intensifying, okay? Ever since pretty much this truth came out, because it's this word that's beginning to take root here on the planet Earth. And this word is powerful, man, because the things that we speak is in truth. So by default, the Heavenly Father through His Son is going to honor what we say. Why is that? Because we actually speaking His words. So these words are powerful, man. All right? And when we prophesy the downfall, the collapse, okay, of America, well, the Lord is going to justify us because we speak in His words. And the mere fact that the so-called white man is losing grip on his power, well, this should be marvelous in your eyes, man, because you got a lot of different Israelite groups out there. You know, they might come under the banner of being Israel, okay? But you don't never hear them make a peep out of the destruction of America, all right? The fall of the so-called white man, this man being taken out of power, this current system being moved out of the way, and ultimately the kingdom of heaven being ushered in. Because really, these Israelite groups, they pretty much got one foot in the grave, man. Meaning they really don't want to see America destroyed. You know, they just want to put on this show, this song and dance. You know, like you have a lot of different Israelites to come up on the comment board and they rallying cry is really centered around debate, man. You know, the 12 tribe sign is off. The so-called natives and Latin tribes are not Israelites. Only the so-called Negroes is Israelites. Meanwhile, the Lord has sprung into action, man, and He's avenging us on our enemies. But you don't see these different Israelite groups rejoicing in that, because really, just because you know that you're an Israelite, that's not your get out of jail free card, man. In fact, the Lord have a controversy with Israel, man. That's why you have the majority of Israelites that's going to be destroyed. 2/3, man. Okay? Only the elect, which is the house of David, is going to be delivered. So just because you know that you're an Israelite, it doesn't get you any brownie points with the Most High. All right? Matter of fact, let me start off with this precept. I had another precept queued up that I wanted to start off with, but let me start off right here, okay? And this something, this something right here that proves that right now you should be in a certain spirit, okay? You shouldn't just be in that Shabbat, shalom, happy Sabbath day spirit, man. See, a lot of you Israelites out of there, you full of shit, man, okay? You're not really sincerely looking for our Lord Yahushua to be crowned, in the kingdom of heaven, being ushered in and established, and the so-called white man being taken out of the way. You content with being an Israelite under the foot of your enemies, man. You content with the so-called white man ruling over you, all right? But the Lord is not dealing with any of you Israelite groups who coming in that spirit. The Lord is only dealing with kings and priests, man. Men who are being groomed to be the next rulers of the planet Earth, all right? Men with a ruling class mentality, which those men will be of the house of David, all right? So it's a difference between Israel and the house of David, all right? So this is Psalms chapter 59, and I started at verse 2. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from bloody men. Yeah, and that's dealing with who? The so-called white man, which again, you Israelite groups, you don't come in that spirit. Like the elder Yashawamba, he was making a beautiful point. Earlier, I was watching one of his videos, how you Jakes out there, you give Esau a pass. Right now, everybody is bashing this guy, R. Kelly, which, we not here to defend R. Kelly, but just to make a point, here it is, people exploring R. Kelly. Meanwhile, you got this guy, Kraft, the owner of the Patriots. He just got jammed up in a prostitution ring. But you don't hear Jake making a peep out of that, man. All right? You got this Pope, which all these damn popes has been in these sex scandals, these pedophile, worldwide pedophile rings, abusing little boys, man. Okay, the so-called white man is the biggest pedophile weirdo, okay, beast on the planet Earth, man. Wild beast. Yet, our people get Esau a pass, man. So you're not in the right spirit just because you know that you're an Israelite. That doesn't flatter us, man. You come up on the comment board with a Hebrew name, all right? You know a little Hebrew lingo. If you was in the right spirit, you would be rejoicing in the fact that the so-called white man is being taken down, all right? Verse 3, for lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold, yeah, and we're in that time where the Lord has awakened, man. He have sprung into action concerning the elect of the nation of Israel, because pretty much that's what it's about, man. All right? The reason why we get so much friction from you Israelite groups, because we just lay it out plain. We only here to edify the elect. Those are the only ones we concerned with, which we ourselves pray to be numbered amongst that precious elk. Man, the hell with the rest of you Israelites, man, just because you know that you're an Israelite. Pretty much you would set up to cause confusion, because we get the most resistance from you guys that know that you're Israelites. All right? Verse 5, thou therefore, O Lord, power of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen, be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Salah, yeah. And the main heathen there is dealing with the so-called white man. That's why you see this devil depressed. He's defeated. You come across Esau. They look like they're on the brinks of just committing suicide, man. Which again, the suicide rate amongst the so-called white man is on a rapid, is on the rise, man. Okay? Well, that's the Lord finally visiting our enemies. And really we don't have to lift a finger, man. That's why the scriptures say, wait upon me till I rise up against the prey, man. So we're in that time the Lord is beginning to rise up against these devils. All right. Verse 6, they return at evening. They make a noise like a dog and go around about the city. Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who say they doeth here? Yeah, and that belch out with their mouth and swords are in their lips is symbolic to the laws, legislations that these devils pass, which is pretty much set up to keep Israel in further derision, man. All right? You got these different Israelite groups, vehemently coming up against the fact that the so-called natives and Latin tribes are Israelites. Meanwhile, these devils, passed Rex 84, passing these different laws, the King Afric plan, so they can roll on you, man. Here it is, these devils has waged war against the children of Israel. You got different Israelite groups out there in the spirit of debate, when they should be rejoicing that the so-called white man is losing power, all right? Verse 8, but thou, O Lord, shall laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. And that's where we at, man. The Apostle Rumline, he was streaming live. He was going into all these major cities that's being overran with rats, Out there in San Francisco, you got human feces in the streets. And San Francisco is one of the top 2-3 cities in America, man. As far as wealthiest cities. Okay, the cost of living out there is up there, man. It's one of those tech communities, There's a lot of high-profile jobs out there. Yet you have junkies laying around in the street, loitering. You got trash all over the place. You got these tent cities with homeless people all under the bridge. Pretty much they all out in the open, man. You got human feces all over the place. And the city is being overran by rats. All right. That's Yahweh Bashim Yahushua having America in derision. All right. All right. Verse 9, it says, because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is my defense. Verse 10, and this the point. The power of my mercy shall prevent me. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. See, the Lord is going to let us see our desire upon our enemies. Meaning, if you're in the right spirit, you desire to see what's unfolding, man. Versus, just being an Israelite. An Israelite that's content with working a 9 to 5. You want to get a school built, and teach other jakes that they Israelites. Meanwhile, you're still going to be paying taxes, paying tribute to the devil, man, and being content with being under the foot of your enemies. So again, only a select number of men, and a few women out there is in the right spirit, man. And your desire should be to see the fall of your enemies. And right now, the Lord has sprung into action and he's beginning to avenge us of these damn devils, man. So this should be marvelous in your eyes. You should be excited by this, all right? These different Israelite groups, these different camps, you don't hear them, they don't make a sound concerning the fall of Esau, man, all right? Either they coming up against us or they just bringing out information that hold no weight, no substance, all right? This is Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Yeah, so the Lord said, this is one of the things that he judged to be happy, man. A man to live to see the fall of his enemy. So the Lord is showing mercy on us just through the fact that we able to see the so-called white man, in his reign of terror finally come to an end. Okay, for the longest you can remember, this devil has been wreaking havoc on the planet Earth, man. Okay, he's been putting hell on the children of Israel, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. He stole his land. He stole our identity. He threw us up in ghettos. All right. And pretty much destroyed us as a people, man. All right. But now we see this man losing grip. This should be marvelous in your eyes, man. And this is one of the ways we judge who is in the right spirit. You actually got clowns out there that have a problem with us because we get on the so-called white man. You actually got guys that's on record of saying, yeah, man, y'all talk about Esau too much. Well, guess what? That means you're not in the right spirit. You're not of the house of David. When you read the Psalms, which the majority of the Psalms was written by King David through the inspiration of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, shit, it's centered around him and his desire to see the fall of his enemies, man. So who's the only group out there that come in that spirit? Great Millstone, which clearly means that we are the house of David. All right? Let me end off with one more, man. Because, man, you jakes out there, man. And again, it's you guys that know that you're Israelites, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to begin to move on all you clowns out there that know that you're Israelites. And you content with that. You content with being an Israelite under the foot of Esau, man. And your main motivation is to come up against us. Because if it wasn't for Great Millstone, you guys wouldn't have a life, man. You wait for us to upload a video so you can come up on the comment board and dispute what we say. But it's going to come a time where the Most High is going to shut this YouTube down. And, man, I can't wait till the Most High just shut this shit down, man. All right, because Jake, they view this thing, they approach this thing as entertainment. They don't see the sense of urgency. They don't understand the magnitude of the moment, man. The Lord is finally getting ready to liberate his people, man. Do you understand that the fowls of the air, the beasts of the field, the animals, they all anticipating the day when the Lord joined himself back to Israel, man. All right? And it's actually happening, and you got simple jakes out there who want to debate, if the 12 tribe chart sign is on point or not, man. Meanwhile, the Lord is making an epic move by taking down the so-called white man. This man was firmly established, man. So now this man is in derision. So if you was in the right spirit, you would be rejoicing, all right? Revelation 18:20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you of her. Yeah. So the only ones that's going to be rejoicing is the holy apostles, which is no coincidence that our leaders, the elders of Great Millstone, come under the banner of being the apostles, man. Okay? It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. So the only ones that's rejoicing right now in the spirit is the men here at Great Millstone and a few brothers out there that, teach in the same doctrine, okay? Meanwhile, the rest of you guys, you just content with being in America, man. There's nothing deep about, you different groups out there who know that you're an Israelite, and that's where it stops. Scriptures tell you that the holy prophets and the holy apostles and the prophets is going to rejoice in the fact that the Lord is finally avenging us, avenging our enemies, man. Avenging us of our enemies, okay? And again, it's in the form of this precipitous decline that's taking place here in America. All right, this rapid decaying of the infrastructure, the little morals that Jew Americans once had is gone out of the window. The mirth and the joy is sucked out of this place, man. This place finished, all right? And this is marvelous in our eyes, all right? So with that, shalom.